Hey Rachel, how are you?
Hi John, how are you? I'm good, thanks. Great to hear from you.
Yeah, I know you're busy on the road again with Duran Duran, so I'm glad we've grabbed a few minutes or however long we have for a chat. So things going well, busy, busy.
It's been going really well, yeah. I'm excited to get into this European run. I love doing American shows, but European shows are great because you're not too far from home.
Right,
And you get the odd friend or family member flying out to visit, so it's fun.
of course. The guest list from your part of the world going, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many great dates coming up. Obviously, there's Dublin and Cork. Dublin on the 30th. Now, I know you really enjoyed the last time you gigged in Dublin at the Three Arena and St Anne's Park before that. Great times there.
Yeah, it was good. It's just nice having family there. It doesn't always happen. It's just great having mum and dad in the audience.
And of course, Niall and Sheik and JC Stewart on the bill as well.
I know it's a real big it's a great lineup now. I mean it's always a great lineup, but having Niall and Sheik there is special. And then also having JC, which is so lovely because I know JC. I've been a fan of his music. My friends play in his band, so for selfish reasons I love having them there and I can hang out with them.
It's a night out, isn't it? Particularly that one. I think it's going to be fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's hopefully it's a night out. I mean, it's great. There's always some sort of soiree backstage, so it's good vibes.
Of course. You've been with we've talked so much, obviously. I mean, but you've been with the Duran family for a long time now, really.
Coming up to 4 years,
It
which is
is.
mad. I was saying this the other day. I was like, "Oh, it's we did this and it must be 3 years now," and everyone was like, "No, or is it 3 years?" Hold on, let me think. I think I started in like my first show was September 2021 or something, so maybe it's coming up to 4 years. Four
Yeah, of
years.
course. Yeah. And it's flown by as well, of course,
It
hasn't it?
has flown by.
Been a real
Scary.
activity period for the band too, which is great though. There hasn't been a dull moment. It's that you finish one leg of a tour and then off again.
Yeah, there's always something going on. It's funny, people always ask me, "Oh, so when will they stop touring? When will you stop with them?" And I'm like, I don't think they'll ever stop touring, which suits me because I don't want to stop.
Of course, that kind of life on the road where you suspend normality, and it's just lovely, isn't it? You just do your thing, and plus everybody wants to know what's in that cupboard behind you.
Just clothes.
Okay, I believe you. Yeah, okay. It's like just waiting for a hand to reach out of it.
Yeah, just clothes, nothing too exciting.
What we should do in this video is get the fans to comment. The Duran fans can comment what they think is actually in that cupboard behind you. What's the prize for a winner? A tour t-shirt?
Tour t-shirt. Tour t-shirt, yeah.
Brilliant. So I can ask you, because you've gigged so often with the band now. I remember we talked at the start when you kind of just joined and you were kind of looking at the back catalogue and you were seeing all these songs. I remember you came out of your audition with Simon and you were like, wow, I have a lot of music to learn. What now would you say? I love a top three or a top five. What are your top three Duran songs now, either to just enjoy or to perform?
Um, to perform, I love Hungry Like the Wolf. Like it's always up there. And Pressure Off, I love also. Reflex is a good one. Um, but also like the bit more mysteriousy ones. Like we did a song for the Halloween show in Madison Square Garden last year, and it's off the Halloween album. It's Confessions of an Afterlife.
So, yeah.
I love that one.
Hmm.
Love, love, love it. Um, it's hard to pick because, they kind of change it up a bit every tour. They would add a new song in that we would rehearse. And then you kind of just start fixating on that one and you're like, oh, this is my favorite. Oh, maybe this is my favorite. So my mind changes all the time.
Of course.
Um, but those three I mentioned are definitely up there with like all the time. I love singing them, but those three that I said, but I'll twist it back on you. What's your like top three favorite intros? of
Wow.
Duran Duran songs?
That's a good question, Rachel. Have you been thinking about that one?
I've been thinking about it. I'm trying to take your job here, John.
Um, I would say, if you're going to let's get the really obvious commercial one out of the way. The intro of Rio is just,
Mm,
isn't it?
it's a good
Like,
one.
most optimistic sound, isn't it? And then probably Night Boat, the original.
Good one.
And I think, I'm not sure if you know this version, but there's a carnival version or a carnival remix of A New Religion, and that probably is my favorite Duran Duran intro. I mean, any Duran fans listening to this now, who follow you, of course, you haven't heard that in a while. That's definitely worth checking out again. It's brilliant.
I haven't actually heard that ever, so I must do my homework.
It's really good, yeah. And I saw as well, talking about Madison Square Garden, you had Duran pretty much as a backing band. Remember that night when you took I saw your face when you sang Spooky, and I thought, Rachel just never wants this song to end.
Ever, ever. It's funny. I mean, that was madness. That was madness, and the band are very, very kind for letting me do that and trusting me to do it. But Nick was very supportive of it, and he's really into the Halloween album. He was really into like that's his. He loves Halloween, so he was chatting to me about it. And when I heard the song, I was like, oh gosh, yeah. Like obviously I knew Spooky, but then when we recorded it and I heard it back, I thought, oh yeah, this is really cool. And then he was like, so I think we're going to do it at Madison Square Garden. Would you be up for that? And I was like, yeah, obviously. So yeah, that was a bit of a surreal moment. Really surreal. And it's funny now. I was chatting to Nick and he was like, "Oh, what songs do you like doing? Like what do you think we should add for the summer shows?"
Right, that's interesting. Yeah.
And I was like, Spooky. I think we should do Spooky for every show." And he just laughed.
Start with Spooky, end with Spooky. Just,
Start with Spooky, end with it, open with it, end with it, and maybe in between.
but if there was ever an Instagram post that showed someone in their element, that was it.
No, I know, I was absolutely buzzing. I was so buzzing.
Onto your solo stuff as well. We've talked about so many of your songs over the years. Now, I know you've kind of taken, well, an artistic step back, shall we say, to kind
Yeah.
of see where you're going to go with it. What can you tell us at this stage?
Yeah, so I just decided that it was this time last year actually. I kind of had, I wouldn't say a meltdown. I kind of called it a quarter life crisis type of thing, and just was like, what am I doing here? I'm listening to everyone else's opinions. I don't even like the sound of that I put out. I wasn't even, I don't know, I just wasn't believing my own songs and backing my own music.
Okay.
Or I didn't feel overly proud of them when I looked back, which isn't a nice thing to say, but I'm proud of the work we all did for them. But listening, I was like, wow, I've really gone on a journey here and I don't know where this is ending up. So I just kind of stepped back, and then my friend Harriet, who's also a singer, I've known her for a few years, and she's good friends with the producer Steve Anderson, who's great. He works with Kylie and Louise and Claire Richards and Westlife, which is cool. So we got together and I really started, chatting to them, and I brought my journal and we did a session, and it felt like a therapy session, and they were really just trying to get out of me, not that I wasn't there to write a song that was going to sound good on TikTok or sound like Dua Lipa or anything like that. It was just go write a song that's Rachael O'Connor, whatever comes out, we'll see what happens. So I went into the session not really with any expectations, and it was it felt just so, it was like a therapy session. I brought out my journal. I was like, this is what's going on in my head. We put it on paper, and then we just started, I was singing melodies that suited my voice and that type of thing. So from that session, we've been working together quite a lot, and we have just came up with a few songs, which hopefully I'll be releasing in the not so near future, or in the not so far away future. But
Is it very different, Rachel? Is it a completely different sound?
It's not a completely different, it's still pop,
Right.
but I grew up listening to like the Eagles or Eric Clapton or like it's all very guitar based, and I grew up with that, and I think I just lost that along the way. So I really just decided to strip it back, guitar and piano based tracks. And if, I just want to release good songs that mean things to me and
Right.
suit my voice. And if I release them and in like, a year's time, I think, oh, do you know what? That would be cool as a produced track. You can always go back and produce it and re-release it as a different version. Um,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
just learned not to get so precious on things and worry that what I release now, that's me tied to just guitar tracks for the rest of my
I
life.
mean, very often, I suppose it is a good idea when you're kind of not sure which road to take to go back to basics, even instrumentally to go back to basics and not clutter things too much. But but as you say,
That
you're not stuck with any particular thing.
I know. And I think if I start looking at things like projects rather than this is my sound for the rest of my life. So, for example, this project we're working on, I'm stripping it back, and just be really authentically raw, unpolished me. So
Okay.
that's fun. It's been fun. It's been a fun journey, and I love doing the visual stuff and all that type of thing. So I feel excited about it, and hopefully I'll release it soon and people hear it and like it.
Yeah. And you're right that you don't have to sit in the one place. I mean, look at the band that you sing for.
Yeah,
You've never made two albums that sound the same.
I know, yeah. Exactly. And I always go back to Kylie Minogue as well. She did a country album, she did disco, dance. So yeah, you can change and you can evolve. How are you coming to any of the shows?
Yeah, do it looks like a great show. The Rome dates and the
Oh yeah.
Christmas. That's a
Yeah.
venue to play.
I've never been to Rome.
Oh, you'll have fun there. That's brilliant. And the Italian fans are fantastic. They're
Yeah.
so loud, as you've played Italy with them. Yeah.
Yeah. The Italian fans are passionate. I love
Mm.
it.
Oh, that's going to be an amazing night. And obviously Dublin's going to be big as well. I mean, there's plenty. What I like about the tour, it's slightly quirky. There are some locations, I mean, Sardinia's on there as well, for
Yeah,
another Italian date.
that was added last minute there.
Hmm.
It was only released recently. Yeah, I've never been there either. I'm excited for Cork. I've only been to Cork once, and I did a show at the Marquee, so it's fun to go back now with Duran. Yeah, how's the art going? How's, everything going with
Oh,
it?
great. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, really, really good. And thank you for your support on the last stuff. I've done a few new pieces that are coming out soon. It's like if the big exhibition last year was like an album, this is more of an EP, if that makes sense. Just like a wee
Yeah,
side release, and it's kind of Mediterranean based. So,
yeah.
which is nice.
Nice.
I've become obsessed with patterns now, though. The last stuff was quite sort of architectural and sort of structural, but I'm sort of going mad on random patterns, which is I don't know where that's coming from, but it's fun,
Groovy.
So, but as I say, thank you for your support in the last stuff. I remember you kept sending me, yeah, I really like stuff with pink in it. You kept sending me
That sounds about right, yeah.
more pink. Yeah. Well, look,
Yeah, that sounds like me.
you have a great time on all the dates, of course. I'm sure you will. It's great what you're doing, and the fans seem to have a lot of love for you, so that's great.
They're all very supportive. They are very nice people.